Welcome back, shop rats. Today we're going to talk about why I've been focusing so heavily on the Golden Mullet when I have so many other projects that are much further along. Let's watch the show intro. We'll see you in about 30 seconds. This is kind of important because it helps you understand my mindset. I'm Mike, and this is My Car Shop.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Car's Shop.
As I said in the intro to the intro, I've been doing a lot of focus and work on the Golden Mullet project and laying a lot of foundations. And I thought it would be worth taking a little time on a Tuesday to talk about my thinking and why I am spending so much time on a project that I don't even plan to really start on for probably a year. Well, there's a number of things. I mean, we have worked on the car itself a little bit, like getting it so I can move it around because the right front wheel was rusting off. And we did pick up a motor, which wasn't really in the plan, but it's all part of the plan for the project because part of the project is gathering parts. And on a project that is going to be as significant as that one, there's a lot of stuff to start gathering. Another thing we have done is picked up a whole big, huge pile of heavy steel to make a chassis table to begin building the tube chassis for that car, because that's important, and when things come available and opportunities are there, you need to jump on it. And of course, we tore the motor down. Now that might seem a little bit strange. Why did I tear the motor down so soon in the project when I don't even have a car to put it in? Well, again, it's part of the process of gathering. I would be lying if I said that I wasn't having fun, and if you're having fun, then that's really all that counts, isn't it? But there's been a bunch of episodes, and I promise you there's a bunch more coming because I'm a little behind on my Talk About It Tuesdays right now, and I know for a fact that there are episodes coming on the Golden Mullet all the way into December, and you're seeing this sometime in mid to late November. Oh, looks like somebody's trying to kill me in my lane coming at me at 90 miles an hour, but they moved. Anyway, but there's more to it than that. You know, I need to know if this motor is going to be salvageable. Is it going to be usable, or do I need to be looking for another motor? It's going to take me a while to build the motor, and it's going to take me a while to gather the parts to build the motor, and I've got to put a lot of head work into it. So we need to get a real good evaluation on this motor and whether or not we're even going to be able to use it. Now, I know some of you have watched some of the early episodes back in October when I brought the motor home and I was starting to take the heads off and realizing just how terribly rusty this motor was, and many of you said, why are you even messing with that? It's obviously junk, throw it away.
Well,
taking on projects that others would deem beyond repair is what I do.
I like the challenge. So stick around on that part of it and you'll see what's coming, because it's I think you'll find it interesting. You've heard me talk about Stitches and where that project is and where it's going, and of course the Forsyth Duster is right up there at the top of the queue with a bunch of stuff going on that, and we have plans to have that on the rotisserie hopefully by next summer or next spring. But again, it's about planning and plotting and gathering, and to build things on the cheap the way that I do them, the one thing it does take is time. It's part of the reason I have as many projects as I do is because I do them on the cheap, and therefore I can afford to do more than just one. And because I do them on the cheap, it takes time to find the deals, make the trades, and make the deals and bargains, and make a swap, or whatever it is. Somebody has some old junk laying around that they don't want and they're willing to donate it, or it takes time. That's the bottom line. So yeah, you can go out and buy all kinds of stuff, but I wouldn't have nearly the projects that I do if I did. And it takes time to earn the money to do that as well. But I really, really like the hunt. I really like looking for those things that kind of elude other people and finding that little treasure here or that little treasure there that I need for a project. If you've been around the channel for any length of time, another thing you probably observed is that I have a pretty severe case of PADD.
PADD.
Now, if you know what PADD is, project attention deficit. I get bored easily, and I like variety, and I would probably not do nearly as much as I do if I was only working on just one or two cars. So I like the shuffle. I like all of the new thing that I can go, oh, I'm going to go over and work on this, and ooh,
Look, shiny penny. Look, squirrel.
that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, I will be back on the Stitches Challenger and the Forsyth Duster, and of course you've seen, and you're going to be seeing more of me being back on the Oakland project, and there's more coming on the 69 Charger, and yes, I plan to get back on the 47 Ford as well. Well, you know, there's just a lot of stuff that I have to work on. But I can't emphasize enough, especially for a project that's the magnitude of the Golden Mullet. There's a very specific way that I'm going to build this car, and it's not a restoration. It's not really a preservation. Well, you know, as you see the episode, or maybe have seen, I'm not sure where that falls in the queue yet. When I start sharing the blueprint design and I'm working on, there's just a lot to the project. And I really haven't done a good evaluation on the car itself to see what even came with the car, what I have that's usable and what's not. Now, I don't know that I'll get that done because, like I said, this is mid-November right now while I'm filming this, and the weather is going to turn to poo real soon, I'm sure. The third element is I really like the opportunity for my brain to have something to work on. Now, you would think that I have plenty of things to think about with all the other projects, but the reality is I don't. I pretty much have those projects in hand. I know what needs to happen. I've done my thinking. And the way I've taken on each of these projects that I'm doing, and other ones you haven't seen, but for example, Stitches was around the property for about a year before I got serious about working on it. And then we got serious on that, and the Forsyth Duster came, and it sat around the property for about a year before I got serious about working on it. And we're still ramping up on that project. And now we've got the Golden Mullet there, and it's going to be sitting around for about a year until I get. Do you see the trend here? It's like I do the same thing when I write songs. Is I kind of get an idea, and then I start letting the song tell me what it wants to be. I do the same thing with these car projects, and that is I get them around, and then I let them start telling me what they want to be. I mean, I had a plan for the mold early on, and I talked to some of you about it, and you kind of maybe had some idea where I was going, and the car said, no, that's not what I want. I thought about a restoration, and no, that's not what it wants either. And well, you know, I'm going to do, I promise. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just not going to do it yet. That's a little bit of cogitating that goes on in my little pea brain. I just like to spend time listening and thinking and planning and drawing and searching and finding those super deals so I don't have to spend much money. And, you know, it's all just the way I do things. So I really, you know, I was thinking about that when I was out in the shop doing some stuff this past weekend that you'll see in a few weeks. And I realized that I really am doing things more in the old traditional hot rodder way. And I think you're going to see that more on this Golden Mullet project than maybe you've seen on any other project up till now. And that is not spending a ton of money, being creative, and using what you got. All right, that's going to do it for this one. We're over on the Face thing. We're over on Instant Grandma. She likes us, and she gives us cookies and stuff like that. and we're here on the You Thing, so like, subscribe, share, you know, the routine. The biggest thing you can do that would help is just share the videos and share the channel with people that you know would be interested. If you're on other social media platforms, be sure to share them in the special interest groups that you're in. I know there's a lot more people out there who would be interested, even if they just want to mock and scoff.
And the Bible says in the end times there will be mockers and scoffers.
All right, that'll do it. We'll catch you on the next one. Oh, I almost forgot.
Rock!